What's up, y'all? Welcome to another episode of Concept Breaker, and we're back with the
rest of Bleach.
the rest
of the story.
the rest of Bleach.
Yeah, man. You remember when we watched like 63 episodes and then decided to do, I don't know, 300 more? That's this.
Yeah,
It's like
totally.
how when we come to DCOM, we're
Totally.
watching all 3 High School Musicals. Because I watched
quit.
160 episodes of Bleach.
Welcome to Concept
I'm still
Breaker.
waiting to hear the problem
We're
and
doing
how that ever equates.
we're doing the rest of Bleach.
Yes.
Joining us is the host this time, the librarian, he who knows all and significantly too much, Zog himself.
That is an apt description.
Of course, strangely entertaining.
Hi.
Static Dreads.
Here till my contract runs out.
Thank God we're not paying anybody. Nothing's on paper. Nothing's in writing. And myself, Kaiju Kelz.
Yay.
About 45% of this intro has been filler, just like Bleach. So let's get
Yeah.
into it. We're jumping
Nice.
right the
Yeah.
fuck over the Bount arc. Like,
Yeah.
You didn't want to talk about the creatures that live only to feast on human souls, like vampires,
We did that last time. They're called hollows.
and they have stands.
They have stands.
They have stands.
yo, wait. Nobody told me that the Bount arc was just like discount JoJo.
It's super
Yes.
discount. It's like
the enemies are just discount Joe Stars.
it's like what
shit.
it's not even. It's like the Dollar Tree JoJo's pretty much at that point.
That is rude but
Again,
accurate.
apt description. There's a reason everybody hates the Mount arc. There's many reasons why everybody hates the Mount arc.
It's so fucking long.
It really is, and nothing happens.
It retreads
Nothing.
so much ground. It's essentially nothing happens.
Or it's like, hey, Ichigo,
but,
use your new
I guess-
form. Take him out. No.
That's
It doesn't
every
happen.
arc, though. That's every arc, though.
But no, he can't do it this time because he forgot. Oh,
Oh,
fucking
oh,
bounce.
dang it.
That's another arc
But-
we'll get to later.
And then when you get to the actual content stuff, and yeah, no, the reason he can't just go into new form, wreck everybody's shit, is because actual inner turmoil and inner demons are a thing. Actual
Hey,
existential crisis.
Oh, yeah,
Speaking
literal
of-
inner demon, huh?
Yeah, speaking
Yeah.
of inner demons, we've got that with the Arankar arc.
Yes, which is like,
Oh, in spades.
so, like, should we do a quick recap of what happened to get us to the Arankar arc?
How quick you got?
10 minutes.
No, no, fuck that.
I could
60
easily-
seconds. 60 seconds.
Okay.
Say a number, okay.
Okay, special kid who can see ghosts nearly gets his family killed because large monster ghosts are attracted to him. Crazy samurai chick saves him and his family by giving him powers. He becomes new protector of town. She gets kidnapped by her family and other society full of assholes. He gets friends to go and rescue her. Bing bang boom, Bankai save day. Realize a lot of personal issues along the way. Deal with
Yo.
them now. Go.
See?
Kenpachi strongest.
If you give him
Kenpachi
10
strongest there
minutes,
is.
we'll just be retreading part 1.
Yeah.
Give me 10 minutes. I'll go into detail about things.
And then we figure out that Aizen is for the streets and framed his own murder.
He committed
then-
his own murder.
And
And
then
kind of
when-
studged Rukia.
Oh, absolutely. He
There
saved
was-
everything.
All behind the Rukia killing.
Super magic MacGuffin inside of student. How it got there, I don't really remember, but it's there.
Our
Kisuke, but-
friendship.
Actually, that's the thing. One of the best characters, Kisuke, Udahara, just found random soul needed a Gigai, or human body, for her to dwell in. And he was like, that's a good place to put my MacGuffin in Deus Ex Machina.
Don't
Hopefully
you... Don't you disrespect the Hokyoku like that?
I think he just did.
Hey, I love this shit. I'm allowed to.
That's not how it works.
But-
That's a toxic relationship. That's in what we
But
call
no,
the
that-
streets a domestic.
Uh,
Oh, crap.
that's essentially what happens and why he gets there. But yeah, the reason he puts it there is because that thing's too dangerous. Which is exactly why Aizen wants it. And
Yep.
why he's now using it to take big-ass Godzilla monsters and turn them into more Soul Reaper-like things.
We're
Yeah,
blurring
sure.
the lines here.
Blur the lines between what is reality and what is the natural law.
And that's how we get in a wrong car.
Yo,
The
spoilers.
namesake of this very large arc or saga that many people just break up into smaller, more understandable arcs because of how long it is.
No,
That
because
is
it's
fair.
like a part 1 and a part 2, pretty much. It's like, all right,
And a part 3 and
And
a
a-
part 4. This is basically the final season of Attack on Titan.
It's like we get 4 parts and then an ultimate filler arc to like rule them all, and then we
Oh,
come back mid like Ulquiera fight, and then
Yeah.
yeah.
Is the filler arc
Broadcast was hard.
when they like try and get into Wakamundo?
no, I
No.
think it was
Uh,
when the weapons tried to kill themselves. That's the only one.
This,
I remember.
while there was one filler arc in between Soul Society and the beginning of the Ronka arc, the Mount arc, as we've covered. Then you got the first invasion, Grimjow's invasion, and
Yep.
the second invasion, well, third, I guess. Then you got Orihime gets kidnapped,
Again.
and no, the first time.
No,
No.
Rukia got
She's-
kidnapped first time.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you're
Rukia
right.
was
Right,
first.
right.
I got notes for that later. And then they break it. They decide invade Wakamundo and get her back.
Yo, I'm gonna interrupt you right quick.
Go ahead.
That scene where Ulquiera, hold on, I gotta spell his name right. How do you pronounce his
Ulquiorra.
name? Ulquiorra.
Ulquiorra.
I just call him
Oh,
depressed,
it's like-
sad man. And
Depression personified.
yeah,
basically.
depression.
Yes.
Ulquiorra. All right, there.
Yeah.
When Ulquiorra is like, Orihime, you're coming with us, or we will murder everyone you care about. And she's like, well, fuck, you just murdered 2 Soul Reapers, or tried to. I guess I don't
fun of
have
me."
any choices.
Yeah.
And he's like, you have 12 hours to say goodbye to one person without anybody knowing. And we get that whole scene where she goes and says goodbye to Ichigo after having a whole day of struggle, and she doesn't
Yeah.
even kiss him. I'm like, Orihime, no.
God damn.
All right.
No, my ship. Ah.
And then I
It's
stopped
great.
having emotions after that point.
Yeah.
I feel
fair.
that. I feel
That's
that.
fair. Yeah.
Except for when Orihime's hollering with like internal struggles about how she feels with. We'll get to it. We'll get to it.
This saga is basically all internal struggles for everybody, except
Yeah.
for Chad. Chad knows what he's about.
Can hollows have internal struggles when they have a hole in their chest?
Hollow is nothing but an internal struggle. That's
Do
why
the
they have
numbers
to be
really
hollow.
mean anything?
Yes, they do. That's the Espada rankings do matter in terms of strength, but at the same time, it's like they're the captains. No one really gives a shit.
Yeah, I mean, I was shocked because like I had seen Depression. I'm just gonna call him Depression because I can't pronounce his name. When I saw Depression the first time, I was like, "Hey, he looks familiar," because I've seen clips and I've watched a couple of random episodes on Toonami. He looks familiar. Isn't he the big bad? What is he doing at number 4? Isn't he supposed to be number 1? How'd that happen?
That was the big reveal.
Yeah, that was the big twist for it. There's actually 3 people stronger than him,
Oh.
except not.
Mm-hmm.
Because unlike any other Arankar ever, he has 2 releases.
Every
What?
time I see Grimjaw, I'm just like, Kiba. Kiba. Just plays back in my head.
Good him, Joe.
I don't get that one at all, but all right.
I would argue no.
I like Grimjaw's design.
Someone who
Just
wants
keep it-
all the smoke but can't handle the smoke.
He really can't.
He handled it, man.
Kiba, yeah, but Grimjow can. Grimjow
left that-
dishes it out.
It's like he gets his arm lobbed off.
And then
Hey, he still nearly kills the main character.
I mean,
He has
that
to-
was before
the
he
main
got his
character
plot
got to
armor.
get saved twice.
I mean, power up.
He only had one arm, and he was still clapping.
Yes.
phrasing.
You know what?
But yes.
Yeah.
I was like,
would-
Sasuke?
I would not disrespect Grimjaw like that. He's not a Kiba.
No, he's cool. I like Grimjaw. He's like,
He's
Kiba
cool.
gets one arc where he's really cool, and that's like when he gets the work put to him. And Akamaru is sick when he's going up against the sound ninja with the double personality
yeah.
bullshit. Yeah, that's like the only good
Yeah.
time he gets, you know,
And he's still got to get saved.
which is
What
fine.
a time. Yeah, it's fine to get saved. I got saved.
All right,
But-
we go
yeah.
chase after Orihime
Yeah.
in Wako Mundo, the land of the hollows.
we have deja vu
Yes.
while doing it.
Yes. And as we get to the land of the hollows, we gotta fight all these like battles, which I thought were filler, but aren't filler. But you
So
know,
we meet Nell.
I was
That's
about
the-
to get to that. I was
that's
saying we
the-
meet my
that's
favorite character.
All right,
Nell
the
is
show-
one of my favorite.
let's talk about this. So in a show,
Mm-hmm.
when we have so many fucking characters
Yes.
and all of the fights are canon, that's part of the problem. It's like we take so long just to show the stuff that's legit.
Yeah.
No,
You know what this
like,
reminds me
Eventually,
of?
you just the question just keeps repeating: is this really important?
Yes. I stopped giving a fuck about Uryu like for 3
Yeah.
fights straight. Like, well, I
Yeah.
do not care. You are not
Okay.
important
Yeah.
right now.
So
I mean, you could even honestly ask the question: why is Chad here?
why is Chad in the series?
I love Chad. Chad is amazing. Fuck you, he's great.
No, I'm just saying. I
Chad
was
is
pretending to be you. You're like, why is Chad even in the series?
Chad, why did you
Okay.
fight and lose again? Dang it.
But
Hey, Chad's the goat. He's
Wait.
representing.
yeah, he shows up. He gets this awesome power boost. He gets a hell of a good fight, and then he gets murked. And then you don't really see him again until no one in Wako Mundo is relevant anymore.
Well,
I'm just go ahead, guy.
oh, I was gonna say, I realized something. Because I read Bleach because I was worried that I wasn't gonna catch up. So I did what I do best, and I read it to catch up to the 1,000 Year Blood War. I was like, hell yeah. And I was like, okay, I'll see how much of the anime I can do. And then when I was like, I can just skip, it became so much easier. But like, I will say this, at least the consistency of the fights being super boring and dragged out is also like that in the manga. So I'm like, cool. It's not just the anime. Studio Pierrot didn't just bomb again. But they did. But like,
So-
They debatably drug them out more, honestly.
they were like chapter fights in the manga, and I'm like, bruh, why am I wasting a chapter on these side characters?
Well, at least it's just one chapter for some of them. But this was honestly around the time that Shonen Jump was like, we making money off you. Please do more. Don't end this arc yet. Please just do more. And just kept telling Kubo to make more and more of the same stuff.
Dance monkey.
I don't think that that's entirely the problem. I don't think that is like the definitive answer for it, but I think it is a contributing factor. Because like when the initial invasion group, being Ichigo, Chad, Uryu, and Renji and
Rukia?
Rukia have to come in.
Yeah.
Rukia have to come in through other means. Once they hit their like little initial roadblock and whatnot, and they don't have a whole lot of story left to tell in this part outside of Ichigo. You just get captains showing up in Wako Mundo for the save. And to be like, now we get to finish off the fights. And those fights took even longer than the other ones.
Yeah.
Which the other ones at least showed off new abilities and whatnot.
Man.
2 things.
Yeah.
1, I think I was probably most hyped about Chad getting his upgrade. the Brazo Izquierdo del Diablo. I'm like, oh, that
Holy
left
shit.
arm of the devil. That's what the
Yeah.
fuck I'm talking about.
And I'm sorry. It doesn't matter who you are. When the name of your attack is literally just the death, that's fucking metal.
And he punches that man and the skull goes up in the background.
Yeah.
That's what the fuck I'm talking about. It sucks that they both get murked immediately after that by the 100 motherfuckers. Yes, I agree with your point. Guy, we were getting to the point where we introduce a character that is kind of comic relief that then turns into a really relevant individual.
Yes.
And that's Nell.
Best girl.
Love no.
Best girl.
That was
And I love how, like, her personality is pretty much marked throughout, like, that little interaction you have with her at the beginning when she's getting chased by those, like, which only I can describe as, like, a kind of F-tier Ginyu Force, almost, is what it felt like when they were running after her. That's the vibes I
At
got.
that moment, yeah, I can't really argue with that.
That's so rude.
But
That's who they are.
it's like that's not at all what they are, but the moment they're introduced like that, yeah. Okay,
We're playing
I can see where you're
chase.
getting. I can see where you're getting that from.
Yeah.
Why are you crying? Because they told me it makes it funner.
So, like, we have... So,
Okay.
Nell has, like,
playing
2
Chase
forms.
Infinity.
All right.
Chase
So
she
before
has,
we
like,
get to this,
Yes.
we have young Nell because her abilities were kind of taken from her when she was harmed and cast out of Wako Mundo or whatever like the actual bullshit is called.
Thanks, Noritora. Las Noches.
Lost Noches.
The
of
night.
course. That
The
yes.
night. The dark.
Thank you. Yes.
The world,
So she's cast out into the abyss of Wako Mundo and yeah, it's a whole deal. Then she gets a power up where she, I don't know, grows back to full power, and then she turns into some Centaur World shit with her release.
Hey, at
Yeah.
least this centaur's badass. I actually like this centaur.
But it
Yes.
was so shocking. Like I guess I wasn't expecting it at all. Honestly, I'm like, oh, it's just comic relief character. That's cool. And then she's just like, or whatever. However she says Ichigo. I can't even say it right.
Itsugo.
Ichigo.
Yeah.
And it just goes poof, and it's like, what is happening? And all of a sudden, you just see a super tall lady standing there with number 3, and I'm like, what is happening?
Now, to be fair, that ranking's outdated because Noritora was number 8 when that happened. So,
So you think she's stronger or weaker?
oh, she's way stronger.
Okay. Man, her Tres
if her-
Espada?
One thing I really do appreciate about that whole thing, though, is that Nell and Noritora have their own history and whatnot, and the flashback you get with that does play in the conflict they have and the discussions they have in that flashback actually plays into Ichigo's own, like, internal struggles and whatnot. Because, in that flashback, you get Nell talking about how they were humans who lost their humanity and became hollows and regained that reason and humanity by becoming a Rancor. They are like monsters who have become human at that point. And because of that, they should strive to be better. They should be like holding themselves to a higher standard and not just like killing for killing's sake. They shouldn't just do these things without reason. But Noritora's reason for like just Noritora things, he's an asshole. He's just all around asshole, just slaughters whatever he wants and just based on pure emotion. His reasoning is he hates her. He's just, I don't like you. Therefore I want to kill you. And her response of, "That's not reason, that's just instinct," plays perfectly well with Hollow Ichigo or White's speech when Ichigo's about instinct, when Ichigo's first training to get his Hollow Mask. Themes blending very well. I love it.
I told you this is what happens if you give him 10 minutes. But no, absolutely. I think that, especially because the early part of this arc is Ichigo struggling with the inability to control the hollow within him. And that's how we start. And then we go through the whole visored bullshit where we introduce other characters that are supposed to be like this faction that are not Soul Reapers, but like maybe used to be Soul Reapers. They're not Arrancar, but they're not like
they're the
Shinigami.
Arrancars are start as Hollows, get Soul Reaper powers.
Yep.
Visors are start as Soul Reaper, gain Hollow powers.
That's right, visors. I'm like, what was the? I don't remember them.
Yeah.
A group of people who I forgot instantly about.
And then we get the this whole arc, man. This entire arc is just so long.
It really is.
But I really enjoyed the 100-year flashback we get, where we introduce what the fuck was going on with the visors, what the fuck was going on with what's his name, the Hat Man, the badass Urahara, yes.
Yeah. You get to see why Urahara and Yoruichi and Tessai are like banished from Soul Society while they're on the run. You get to see why all the Visors who were lieutenants and captains 100 years ago aren't around. And you get to see much more about Aizen being an asshole. One thing I do really love about that is that originally it's presented in the anime like it's pure filler. Nah, that shit's all canon. That's something Kubo wanted to put in the manga, but just didn't have time for with all the other shit he had going on.
I don't.
So when the anime was just like, we got no more ideas and we need to fill a spot, and they went to him as like, you got any cool ideas? I was like, there you go. Put something canon in there for once, instead of just more filler.
What is reality?
Yes.
A plague upon our houses.
Oh, Lord. All right, back to the Arrancars.
So, like, I feel like there's not enough, like, importance on the fact that the Soul Society literally transported Kuratara Town to the afterlife and made a fake one. And, like, just accepting that was just, like, a huge part for me, because I'm like, wait, what? Like, so are these people, like, how is this happening? Like, I'm just like, you know what?
You worried about it. Don't worry about it.
I'm just like, okay, here we go. Like,
imagine the bill for that construction project.
I mean, I guess, like,
fucking hell.
It makes me, like, it's one of those things that happens in perspective. Like, when you realize that, like, you know, I'm just going to use Naruto's comparison since it's the 20th anniversary. It's like how no one just questions, like, in the last Naruto movie, no one just questions about, like, how the Cloud Village has, like, a bunch of nukes that can just shoot moons out the sky. They're just like, cool. Let's not explain that, you know? And I'm just like...
Bruh, this is an entire series about the fact that each country had a fucking nuke in the form of a mythical beast. And it was an entire plot about vying for these mythical beasts and controlling them.
Yes. And then...
That was the plot.
So, like, I mean, like how... So does every continent in Bleach have their own, like, Reaper Squad? Because we know about, like, Burn the Witch.
Oh my God, you're getting expanded universe.
No,
okay.
They don't have a... They do have their own, like, Soul Society and whatnot, as presented in Burn the Witch. Because Burn the Witch is Soul Society West. But it's never clear how it's broken up. And that's also a very recent development that's come out after Bleach was finished, so...
Technically, no, because we got that one chapter.
We Okay, before Bleach got a chance to come back.
Yeah.
So maybe it's something that gets expanded on in the epilogue of the 1,000-Year Blood War arc. Who knows? We know we're getting stuff expanded in that.
I'm just curious to as this power that allows you to create a whole duplicate city and transport another city to the afterlife. Like, can we use that? Can we weaponize it? Like, is this like a Gensho Kensei? Is this somebody's like ability? Like,
no, Infinite
well,
Tsukiyomi.
maybe if you can actually tell me what the. Okay.
Infinite Tsukiyomi. That's what it is.
Okay. Well, they did put everybody in that city asleep when they teleported them away. So.
That was just one thing for me. Not like a big thing, but I was just like, oh, okay.
It's not like they actually moved Karakura Town somewhere else. They really just... They did build the city, yes. But they really just like put it in the way of the tunnel so that Aizen and all of his troops had to go through them in order to get to the town.
Okay, you're getting real deep. All I'm saying is they blew up a tower, and then like one of the captains with the fucking bare face had to go and like help stop the the recroachment of the real universe. So, but it's really just an excuse to go, I don't know, fight in a way we don't have to worry about human damage.
Yeah, no collateral damage this way. Who the fuck cares?
Yeah, it's just some Godzilla shit, you know.
It's like how most of the backgrounds are treated. They're a set piece. Sometimes. Most of the time, you don't need it. Just get rid of it and just focus on the thing that matters.
Mm.
The character. And how fucked up they're getting. Because seriously, especially in this fight, you got people losing limbs, getting cut in half.
Normal stuff.
Damn the carnage.
Typical day.
That is something that, like, I think Bleach does, like to normal, I guess modern... Some recent stuff that has come out. They don't really like mortally wound people per se, whereas Bleach is like, nah, cut him in half, chop his arms off, chop his legs off.
Now, this is one of the big. That's actually one of the biggest problems with the censorship in the anime. This shit's supposed to be a lot more gruesome. Like in some of the scenes where you actually see people losing limbs or one who just straight up gets bifurcated. When you get a scene of the cut and everything, you can see what's in there. You see the pieces.
It's his hope.
And
he's losing his hope.
Sometimes, yeah. But there's actually one character who in the manga, he's screaming for Ichigo to bring Orihime back because of how badly his friend is messed up. And in the anime, it makes no sense because all she did was get stabbed.
Yeah,
and
it's like...
We've seen a million people get stabbed and walk away from this.
Yeah, reading that, it's like, it's not only that, it's like, he's like, I need you to help her. And then it's like, because her body is like separated. And then, like, in the anime, it's like, I think the blade is still in there, and he's, like, holding her, and he's, like, but he has, like, the same reaction he had in the manga, and you're like...
Yeah.
So I was like, I recognize that as something different.
Holy shit, man. When you see her face next to her legs flying off into the distance...
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah. No shit.
That'll show you how far I made it into this arc.
That's why you got so many people advocating for just read the manga. And why so many people were happy when the 1,000-Year Blood War arc got confirmed to no censorship.
Yeah.
Or at least less censorship. It's later time slot. They don't have to do as much.
All right. Rounding out our Arrancar arc, what are some big fights that you want to really touch on before we talk about Aizen?
Shout out to Nail's backstory. Seeing that was pretty dope. Fuck Nettle or whoever he is. He knows who he is. Nettle something. Whole
Naruto.
eye dude. Yeah, face hole dude.
Okay.
Nettatora. Yeah. Shout out to... Is that what Ichigo had the training with his dad? Nope.
No.
That's That's Aizen.
Okay, then that is all for this arc.
Okay.
What about y'all? Anything else?
You got something strange before
I
I
don't
just
know.
go off?
No, Kenpachi, when he showed up, I was like, yeah, Kenpachi. He's going to murder everyone.
Kenpachi literally laying waste to Noritora.
It was great. I was like,
Yeah.
yes.
Kenpachi's always fun. Yes.
Get better.
Satisfaction.
Before we let you run rampant, I really enjoyed the Grimmjow arc. Like everything to do with Grimmjow and like the interaction between him and Orihime and Ichigo, and it not being like a him being evil for evil's sake. It was him wanting to fight because that's what the fuck he does, and that's how he got where he is, and that's all he really knows. So he's gonna go and fight the strongest one, and that in this case is Ichigo. All the way to the point where he goes and re-kidnaps Orihime just to have her bring Ichigo back to life for the final fucking showdown.
Yeah.
And when Ulquiorra shows up, he puts him in a pocket dimension so they can fight in peace.
He's literally just like, all right, look, you constantly get in my way. I'm putting you in timeout.
Like, that's just the thing that they
Let me
had.
have-
They needed a reason to get rid of him, and they were like, here's something that a Ronkar can do when they're, I don't know, the top tier.
This is something Aizen developed to just, like, put one of us in prison for a bit, I guess.
To allow the Ronkar to punish their subordinates. Just put them into an alternate dimension. Holy shit.
Although, to be fair, I do like how that's kind of foreshadowing for what Urahara does to Aizen later. And to touch on that, I love how everything that's built from that, from Grimmjow, bringing Orihime over to heal Ichigo, everything to do with Ichigo from there through his fight with Ulquiorra just builds on itself and just builds to the next thing.
Yeah, because Ichigo is at that point, he's like, Grimmjow, I'm not going to fight you. And Grimmjow's like, I will blow them the fuck up. I do not care. I will get you to fight me one way or another.
I was like, I will Zero everything.
And that plays into
Grand Zero this shit.
that plays into Orihime seeing him in his hollowed form and going, "Oh shit!
Oh
and
shit!
then,
Trauma and flashbacks.
And then Ichigo's like, "Whoops, my bad," and then goes and beats a little bitch until Nell's like, "Orihime, how the fuck are you not gonna root for this man who just saved your goddamn life?" And then Orihime's like, "God damn it, Nell, you're right. Do your best, Ichigo." And then Ichigo gets a power up to kill him, but not kill him, but also still kill him. Like that's what I felt. The power of friendship.
Literally evaporated.
Did we take
great.
did anybody actually die in this arc?
Yes. Many Ronkar died in this arc.
Yeah, I mean, but you got Grimmjow still.
Grimmjow's still kicking.
Yeah.
Oh, is he?
I
thought he was dead as fuck.
No, he doesn't get confirmed as a casualty.
Yeah, and then Tyr is still alive, right? I don't remember her dying.
Haribel's a lot like Grimmjow. She's like dead, as in the kill's not confirmed, and she could easily come back.
Mm-hmm.
But we don't get a scene with them like we do with Yami, where it's just like, oh, clearly that motherfucker's still alive.
Yeah.
Why is he still alive?
But no, dies.
Essentially every other Arrancar is dead.
Okay.
Every other Espada dies outside of those two and Nell.
Gotcha.
I'm just so bad about the concept of this arc. Because way back in the Substitute Soul Reaper bullshit, they're like, Menos Grande. It's the biggest motherfucking hollow. And then we get revealed now, oh no, there's 3 fucking Menos Grande types, and the Gideon is the one that you fucking saw at the beginning, and he's a punk bitch. Like,
just kidding.
Not to mention the middle one, who no one will ever remember their name.
It literally means in the middle.
Yeah, it begins with an M and it literally means middle. And
no,
then there's the
it's
Vasto Lorde.
It's the Ajuda something. Ajuda something.
I don't remember.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Redheaded
But then you get the
stepchild.
top dogs who are just like human size, and they're like, "This is the Vasto Lorde," which, yeah, figures every Espada is one of those.
I mean, makes sense at that point.
Yeah, but speaking of which, and speaking of awesome fights, I love how from the Grimjaw one, you get everything building up through the fight with Ukiura and everything, and you get one of the most badass transformations I've seen in anime, with him losing, with Ichigo losing all control and all reason to his inner hollow and getting that Vasto Lorde form.
That was cool.
A form so out of control and so powerful that he's not only taking basically nukes. These attacks are basically continent level nuclear strikes that he's tanking, but he also has no idea who his friends and allies are. Uryu straight up just like, "Hey, you can stop attacking him, he's dead," and he gets a sword through his gut for it. The only thing he knows is protect Orihime. That's it.
Yeah.
And they have to get lucky that their enemy is quick and sneaky enough to get the perfect hit to knock him out of that form.
It's very, very high school DxD season 3-ish.
Yeah, very Juggernaut Drive.
Yes.
What?
I don't know. I'm as lost as you are.
Watch
Yeah.
that greatness and you'll find out.
We're changing next week.
We should have done high school DxD for October. I would like to make a change upon the Tribune.
I thought about that, and I would be okay with that. But
Cool. We'll talk about it later. But yeah. So the Enronkar arc was kind of cool. I loved it. I mean, not kind of cool. It was cool. Like, I don't know, man. I have ingested a lot of Bleach in the past year. So
So long.
and you're
ago.
still kicking.
yeah. I'm just.
So-
I listened to our former president. Anyway, so.
God damn it!
But anyway,
What?
I don't
anyway,
get it, but okay.
Just
So,
keep it moving.
the next arc is Shimigami arc, or is it the Aizen arc?
Well, technically still a part of the Arrancar arc because it is like the climax and the finale of it. But so many people just like get exhausted on the Arrancars that they just categorize it as something different. Fake Carter Town is what they typically call it, but yeah. Right after Ukiura's finished and everything, we move on to Aizen himself.
That's a whole
Yeah,
arc
yeah.
in itself.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
thought that was
which-
the end, or maybe I just.
That is
No.
the end of the
Okay.
Arrancar arc,
No,
but
trust me.
it basically takes up a whole arc itself.
Yeah, no, I mean I thought that was the end before the 1,000-year blood
No.
war.
Oh no, we got
No,
the
there's
fucking
still
full
more
brain
stuff to do.
bullshit.
Yeah, there's
Okay.
still more stuff from that. But to quickly blitz it, Aizen eventually gets tired of watching all of his subordinates get cut down, so he cuts them down himself. And just jumps straight to the main event as it is.
Thank you, Aizen. Thank you for
And
speaking.
then he's like, I'm a beautiful butterfly. Look at me,
He's just,
Aizen.
well, Aizen's just straight up like, I control you all to victory, right? I'm as strong as your strongest guy, and you're all under complete hypnosis. So,
Yeah.
troll-lol-lol-lol.
Except
he just
Ichigo
has the
Kurosaki.
Ichigo's the only person who hasn't seen his sword release, so he's the only one he can't hypnotize. A thing Aizen could easily remedy, but chooses not to because
Plot.
he's bored. The literal reason is he's bored and he wants to know what happens.
Always the best reason to not go through with your plans. Yes.
Aizen
Lord.
is literally a mad scientist. He made his own Hogyoku and everything. He just couldn't figure out a way to stabilize it like Urahara did, so he kept feeding it souls.
As you do.
And that's what led to the holification experiments, which led to the Vizards, and then eventually the Arrancar. This dude has been behind everything.
It was Aizen the whole time.
Yes, actually.
We don't talk about
It was him.
So this was like where I was like, okay, cool. So we're on some like, this is where everybody told me, they're like, oh, Static, you gotta make it to the Aizen fight. Then you go realize Bleach is the greatest anime of all time. Like on everything. I was like, I mean, the Urahara fight was pretty dope. No, bitch, you gotta watch this. Like, so I was like, okay. So I get here and I watch it, and it was like, I'm ready. I finished this. It was like, but what if we like took you somewhere else first? And I was like,
What made pet stop?
I was like, so
But that's
I was
what we
so
did with the
hyped.
Ukiora fight too, though. Like we stopped
Yeah.
mid-fight and it said, "Here's a filler arc, motherfucker." So
Like-
that's the way Bleach goes. You just gotta, I don't know, wait for it.
But this part wasn't filler though.
The anime was
Like-
done so damn dirty.
Yeah, but like,
All you had to do was wait.
yeah. So I was like, okay, you know, and don't get me wrong, it was like hype seeing Ichigo go through the training with his dad. It was just like, so it was like, here's a bunch of nonsensical stuff that doesn't matter, but here's 5 minutes to just overload you with information. It was like, Ichigo's dad. What? Yeah, by the way, don't worry about it. We'll deal with that in the Shadow Pocket Dimension. What's the Shadow Pocket Dimension? Don't worry about it. Time moves faster here. I'm like, but like, what is it? And then it's just like
hyperbolic
Well, no,
time chamber.
They
shit.
went.
It is.
They
It
went.
is.
They went over that shit when they were getting ready to go to the Soul Society arc. It's literally just a pocket dimension that connects the two dimensions. You have to go through it like a tunnel to get from either human world, Soul Society, Waco Mundo, any of that stuff. Actually, Waco Mundo is actually in between Soul Society and the human world, so it's a bit easier to get there. But when Aizen blows up the big train thing, there's nothing keeping things moving, so they could literally hyperbolic the shit out of that.
yeah, I was like, okay, so that's the thing that's happening. I was here for it, and I was like, oh, father and son moment. And then it was like, that wasn't when we got the reveal about like Ichigo's past and that he was everything in one.
We don't get the actual reveal of Ichigo's full history until the 1,000-Year Blood War arc, which I am so hyped to see.
Oh.
That's some of the... They have every tool at their disposal to make that some of the biggest and most emotional hit you in the feels anime shit.
You're telling me he's more than what he is now?
I'm telling you that the reason a large part of the power system is coming to peace with yourself and finding out your identity and everything. There's a reason Ichigo is still like having problems with his powers and isn't.
I looked at the wiki
there's
too
still
much.
shit to
I
go.
know one thing that's going on with that is so incredibly exciting.
Yes.
Which we
I
get a
don't
taste
ever
of this.
want to hear anybody say anything about Naruto or Yusuke being bullshit characters again. Just saying.
Who's shitting on Yusuke?
People be like,
Yeah,
Yusuke was a demon, so he should have been strong from the beginning. He didn't have to work for anything. Blah, 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 blah.
okay. I
So-
have heard that some people say that, but I have also heard a lot of naysayers about a lot of things. So,
He
those
wa-
people are going to be there for that shit.
It always comes from Bleach fans too, though. That's what I'm saying.
And-
From what the people who've said it to me have been Bleach fans. Just saying.
In the schoolyard, when the Bleach fans were talking to the...
I can't speak for all of them, but
All right. So
some people are just hypocrites.
We-
Some shit just don't make sense.
we defeat Aizen. We trap him in the lowest hell underneath the Soul Society
no,
for
hold on.
20,000 years. Yeah, no, fuck
Literally
it, man.
means nothingness.
All right, we're holding on, Strange. We're holding on.
Oh, I was going to say, you forgot to mention when Ichigo just shows up with a chain around his arm, and he's just like, that's my new form,
Yeah.
everybody. It's like,
Wait.
what is happening?
Oh, well, yeah, when he hyperbolics the fuck out of himself.
Yes.
He gains a well, lots of lore, lots of things. short version. The sword becomes part of his arm. It is literally just his hand is covered in chains, and it just extends the Bankai. And he is so powerful at this point that Aizen cannot sense his powers, which was a big signifier that Aizen was out of everybody else's league, that none of them could sense his power.
That's some Gohan shit.
That is some Gohan shit. That is Super Saiyan God before Super Saiyan God was ever.
It's the final Gohan right there.
It's the final Gohan Tensei.
And that is straight up Beast Gohan. And during the whole fight, Aizen thinks he's got this shit. He's the one who's in control of everything.
I will create my magical box.
One swing of his sword and a mountain blows up. That's not why it blew up. It blew up because Ichigo swung his sword to block it. Ichigo broke that mountain. Ichigo's been doing all the destruction on this shit. Dude straight up summons a magic black hole coffin around Ichigo. He breaks it with his bare hand.
Oh my god. I just love when Ichigo goes Soul Reaper 3 and his hair grows super long and it turns black this time.
Oh man, the final Getsuga Tensho is also a transformation that I would rank among best in anime.
I like how slow his sword swings.
I also love how that attack...
Pause.
What?
Sorry, I just had to say something for, like, myself.
Okay. I love how that attack, Muget's, is... It translates to Moonless Night, because piercing heaven, crescent heavily chained blade cutting the moon. Dude's got a moon theme going on, and he just left the night moonless.
God damn it, Piccolo.
We just
it takes away all the color and the sound in the scene.
We take Ichigo.
God damn it, I love
Transport him to the Naruto universe. Just blow up the moon. Problem solved.
He can blow up the tree at that point. He can blow up the beast.
I mean,
but he does lose all of his powers for doing it. It's a one-hit. It's a glass cannon move. It's a one-hit go.
Well, I hope he doesn't have
if only Aizen dodged, right?
Well, that's the thing. He didn't need to. The Hogyoku made him immortal.
Yeah, so he got cut the fucking half and still went to jail.
Yeah. Like I said earlier, the foreshadowing with the put him in timeout dimension thing. Urahara apparently made one too that he could use on Aizen, but it was only after a certain amount of like damage or exhaustion on Aizen's part could be done. So of course, not trying to take away from everything Ichigo did, it took all of that in order for that little plot device to actually work.
Yeah.
Which then sets us up for a 1-year time jump and the beginning of the Fullbring arc.
Everybody's got the glow up. Everybody looking 17 months older. They're in the 3rd grade of high school. They're getting ready to go to college. And Ichigo can't do a goddamn thing. He can't see no ghosts. He can't summon his motherfucking Zanpakuto. He ain't a hollow no more, presumably.
He got the... Well...
Oh, we don't know. That's the thing. But we...
Yeah.
He's just a basic bitch.
He has no powers at this point and is got the normal life he's always wanted.
But all of his friends are still fucking ooky spooky, and they stay away from him because they don't want him to get hurt. He's a basic citizen.
Yeah.
Which means he's lonely and is ready to be taken advantage of by the next great villain or evil, whatever the fuck we got going on with the Fullbringers.
Yeah. And we actually finally get it revealed in the show that Fullbring is the human powers that... This is why humans can have powers. This is why Orihime and Chad have their things.
But not Quincy?
Quincy is like a completely other category thing.
Okay.
Yes, we find out about the Quincy's in the 1,000-Year Blood War.
We find out a lot more about them, yes.
Woo woo.
Yes.
Well, I'm just ready to watch
Sure.
1,000 Year Blood War at this point.
Aren't we
That's the
all?
point. That's the point of all of this.
What, what?
I want y'all hyped, and I want y'all watching it right next to me.
In
Probably
the,
not going to be exactly that thing.
yeah, I was like,
You know what I mean.
Movie
Everybody
night
keep
at
up with it.
Zog's house. Let's go. I'm bringing popcorn.
I'm bringing popcorn.
So we go through a whole nother arc with a whole nother big bad that lasts 20 episodes of Ichigo being sad and alone, finding new friends that can bring his powers back because apparently the Fullbringers want to get rid of their shit and they need somebody to be a fucking Soul Reaper. And turns out that was all a big lie because one of the main villains in this thing was the first substitute Soul Reaper. Some random human that was just given Soul Reaper powers and is doing the job that Ichigo did. This is the one arc I've got to say that Yu Yu Hakusho did better. Chapter Black was so much
Yes.
better than this.
I
Lord.
will, honest to God, hands down, fully admit that. Yu Yu Hakusho did it first. They did it better. And this one has its merits.
Yeah.
God damn it. Half the time I just want to go back and watch Chapter Black.
Yeah, I think it's a good fit because what the fuck else can you do after you just murdered the big bad and Ichigo doesn't have any powers? You can give him like
it's-
a peer.
Yeah, it's back to basic shit in the beginning. Except this time around, Ichigo actually has to, instead of just being very gifted in having all of these powers, and then just, hey, here's a 3-day training arc for you. Dude has nothing and has to build it up from the bottom. He has to actually go through the building blocks on how to control all of this power.
Just throw him in the pit again. That'll work. Throw him in a
Not
hole.
quite. Not quite how that works. But
This time.
but if you remember back to like the first chapter of Bleach, there is a way for him to have Soul Reaper powers. And I do love how at the climax of this arc, they do the obvious thing to get him back into fighting shape.
Oh my god. So yeah,
It's just
so he
literally
gets
just
his
like, just stab him with the sword again.
he
We
gets
coulda done
his
this a
soul,
while ago, but,
he gets his full bring powers stolen, which was the game plan. And fucking he's a sad bitch in the rain. Rukia shows up.
Always
and
gotta have the rain.
Rukia shows up and just stabs him again.
Yeah.
Boom! Instant Soul Reaper, except now he's got cool, badass new markings because he's like also a full bring motherfucker. Yeah, it's a
He's
whole
got
thing.
the full bring powers, the hollow powers, and the Soul Reaper powers all together.
Aren't friends great? Don't you just want a friend that'll just go up and stab you to give your Soul Reaper powers again?
Give
I'll
us-
do it.
To
give
be
us
fair,
time.
though, the build up to that shit was freaking amazing. The fact that you got this whole arc where what the perceived main villain is turning all of his friends and family against him. Like, the only way to actually win is to kill this guy, but all your friends and family see him as friend and family. As someone who's been there the entire goddamn way. They see him like Chad. No matter what you do, you're gonna lose. And to have everything stolen away from him at the last moment, yeah, of course he's gonna be a sad boy in the rain.
In the rain.
And just like at the beginning of everything with this show, Rukia is the one there changing his world. And pulling his ass out of the fire.
Or the rain.
Or the rain.
Purple rain.
No. Ichigo's the one who does that, because right afterwards, when he unleashes Getsuga Tensho, he straight up breaks the sky. It's just like, no more cloud. No
And
more
you were
anything.
wondering-
Clear sky from now on.
You were wondering why the fuck they had to make a fake Karakura man. This is why. It's
This shit is
Ichigo.
why. I do love how that's right after he gets his powers back. It's literally just, okay, so big brawl now? We just doing this? Let's just do this. It's like, I'll take just the two of them, Rukia and Ichigo, standing there. It's like, we'll take you all on. We don't care. Open up the gates, and you just got, what, 3 captains and 4 lieutenants just standing there just like, nah, we want one-on-one. We want some of this action.
Yeah. Like, this was definitely, like, you can tell that this definitely had somewhere to go. I felt like it picked up. But after, like, all the bullcrap that happened in the anime, they were kind of like, no, we out. So, I was headed towards, like, the positive direction.
Yeah. I definitely appreciate how, even though this was the last arc they did in the anime, they decided to go all out with the animation and actually make it at least look like something spectacular and feel like a true ending. Especially since it took 10 years for us to actually get the final arc. For many people, that just was the ending to Bleach. But
Kind of weird, but yeah.
Yeah, I'll be frank. I had no idea there was more. I just knew that the show ended, and Taikubo was just like cold chilling, doing whatever the fuck he was doing now.
he was getting healthy. Because all of the work he was doing especially from the Arrancar arc through the Thousand Year Blood War arc, dude was basically living in the hospital.
It'd be like that, you know?
All right. We've made it to the end of the OG so far. We are anticipating the release and the simulcast. Holy shit.
Hopefully.
The simulcast of Bleach, the 1,000 Year Blood War arc, which is coming out October 10th. We have got confirmed, finally from Viz Media, that
goddamn time.
the U.S. release is on Hulu, and the international release is on Disney Plus.
And the illegal release is on 4Kids.
Yeah, pick a number and pick a theme and just slap that in the Google bar.
Yeah, sure, why not?
Oh my God, are you ready for
No.
1,000 Year Blood War?
Sure.
Yes
Bring
and
it
no.
on.
None of you are.
Yes and no.
I'm not ready, so none of you are.
You tell me what I'm ready for. I am. You know, I feel like I have I've read the manga. I've read too far in the manga. So I know some things. My favorite character, who knows if they'll make it out? Probably not. But I'm not going to tell you all who my favorite character is.
I know. And
Still hurts. Everybody's like, but it had such a blah, blah. I don't care. Okay? So you know what? To answer your question, no, I'm not ready. I don't want to see it. I want to live in denial. And I want
Cancel the
that
series.
character.
We're done. We don't.
You know what? And
we don't
cancel
watch it.
season 6 of My Hero too, because I'm not ready for that either.
you ain't ready for that either.
Even though that was amazing, shout out to that. One thing I gotta say, after like experiencing so I experienced Black Clover before I experienced Bleach. Judge me.
We are.
And everybody was
But in
like,
the best
"Oh,
possible
Black Clover is such a copy of Bleach." Blah 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 blah. After finishing Bleach, Black Clover is not a copy of Bleach. It is heavily inspired. Yet they already said they were, but so is the one with Itadori.
Jujutsu Kaisen.
Yeah, so is Jujutsu Kaisen. So is a lot of stuff. Like, it's heavily inspired by all those. So
Heck, you know, I was waiting for Noragami.
Give description.
What's his name? Yato. I was
Yato?
expecting Yato to just show up.
yeah, no, I did feel those vibes too of the Shigamis. So I think Bleach is definitely a pivotal part of like the complex of anime, and like I know people hate when people say this, but this is why Bleach was part of the big three. This is why the big three are the big three, and I don't feel like there will never be another big three because of the influence it shows. And they're all just great series, honestly. Like I'm sitting here crying in a club at each one.
I would say there's not going to be another big three, just because these existed at a time where thematically and technologically they fit the audience, which is also the challenge we see faced with Bleach. If Bleach could have taken a fucking core break and not had to put out an episode weekly, we wouldn't be with the same problem of 45% filler, and we would feel all right about the release.
Yeah.
But it existed in a time where that just wasn't an option. It didn't exist.
And that's
And
still
by the time
happening
it
today.
did, the story was over.
Yeah. And hell,
So-
honestly, some of the filler is actually pretty damn memorable in its own right. I mean, hell, you even mentioned it. The swords coming to life and fighting their owners. That's a hell of a cool idea.
Yeah, it is. I'm excited. 1,000-Year Blood War should be fun. Maybe you'll hear something from us about it. Who knows? I don't know what happens here. Next year.
If I'm still here, you probably can.
In the next 1,000 years, we'll
what?
talk about it.
Oh my god.
That 1,000 years is going to go very quickly then.
All right, very briefly, as we wrap up, do you think it's going to take 1,000 years for the Blood War, or do you think it's 1,000 years in terms we've been waiting 1,000 years for the Blood War to happen? I'm going to go, because time travel bullshit, it's that one. We've been waiting 1,000 years for this shit to pop off. Ancient evil bullshit. Boom. There you go. They go to Ichigo's and Orihime goes to college, and the 1,000-Year Blood War arc fucks up their plan. That's my assumption here.
Yes.
And then we'll
That's
get.
fair.
I can't come. up with a
Don't
clever
give
name.
me a spin-off. Don't give me a
Don't
spin-off.
be like Bleach Shippuden.
No, Bleach.
We're gonna get some
Boruto.
BS, y'all. Bleach Shippuden.
Ichigo and
Bleach your
Orihime's
toe.
kid begins the next saga of death.
But
I know things.
but it turns out their child accidentally goes to the West Branch. What's gonna happen? Crazy.
Oh my god. What if the blonde girl
Mommy,
is
no
their
will.
kid?
What?
Nanny?
Nani?
No.
No, the one
He said
the
that.
blonde character.
I know
I know
Noelle.
who you're
I don't know what
talking
you
about.
want from me. I'm sorry. I know Noelle
it's
and I don't know the other.
Nino?
Nonnelly and
Hold on.
Noelle. That's their names.
No, fucking burn the
Burn the
witch
witch.
character.
Which is actually
It's-
getting a Blu-ray and DVD release soon,
Good.
if it hasn't already.
I'm pretty sure
is
though her name is Nani. And
Can't
Noelle.
be Nani.
Nini.
I think it's
Nini
Nini.
and Noelle.
Nini.
I know that because I'm looking at it.
Yeah, Nini.
Nanny.
Nini and Noelle.
Sure.
Noelle for life.
All right, Ninny. Yes, Ninny, Ichigo's kid. In before it's told me it.
Noelle, best girl.
Anyways, who knows? We may get a crossover. We may get an answer at all. We may get more Burn the Witch. We may get, I don't know, mix it up. Give me
We make yet more of the Hell Arc.
South American Soul Society.
Give me
Ooh,
the.
I'd be about that.
give me
I'd
like
be about that.
African or Australian Soul Society.
Yes. Oh, African shamans? That would be fire. I need to
would be
call
crazy.
somebody.
I feel like I just heard that from somewhere.
From who? You? Did you say that?
Kelz, he literally just
Oh,
said that.
sorry.
South American.
No, yeah, he said South America.
We're not all
Yeah.
the same.
International Soul Society. Yeah. Fucking.
I was wondering.
yeah.
I was like,
Mi-
no,
What?
We're branching
not
out.
this time.
I
We're gonna be.
misheard
We're,
that, my bad.
Shonen Jump shit, man. We just gonna milk them for everything they're worth. NCIS Miami, CIS of Las Vegas, Soul Society,
Canadian Soul
whatever the fuck.
Society.
New
Let's
Wives
go.
of Soul Society, New Hampshire. Let's go.
We're taking
go.
a page out of the old book.
Soul
Yes.
Society, Orange County.
no.
And
Good shit.
I hope, and I feel like I'm not gonna say I hope. I very much know this will not be like Attack on Titan. We did not wait 10 years for some bullshit. So I'm very excited
Ooh, yeah.
for the 1,000-Year Blood War.
The only
Yes.
thing I'm very curious about, because we got confirmed 52 episodes. This could literally go on for every week for a year.
Yes.
But
I think
they might be taking a few cores off in between.
I think they are. I think
Because
they said they were.
because last I remember hearing, again, rumors, but we never got fucking confirmation about things until a week before it premieres anyway. Thanks, Viz.
Yeah.
Specifically
Moira.
Viz America. Everywhere,
Shindaru.
Viz everywhere else was on top of that shit. What the fuck? Last it was rumored that they were behind schedule on a lot of things.
what's
But-
new.
But this is also the biggest production Pierrot's probably ever had. So, I would not be surprised. Fuck, they took 80 voice actors for a single episode.
Damn.
Yeah.
Because you just have so many fucking characters in a shonen anime. Oh my god. All right.
That One
Well,
Piece
we're
finale
looking-
gonna be crazy.
We're looking. Yeah, we're just. It's 3 hours long where we show we give every voice actor who's ever voiced a chance to speak on camera one more time, living or otherwise. Yes, that's the end of One Piece. Yeah, the
end of One Piece is a clip show.
The One
Oh,
Piece
no.
is just a tape in a bucket. That's just every voice line ever recorded. So you can make your own One Piece anime in the future.
It'll never
Any
end.
voice line that's ever needed to be recorded is the gift that One Piece is going to leave us. Holy shit. All right.
Kind of
We're
want that,
looking
actually.
we're looking forward to Bleach, the 1,000-Year Blood War arc, coming out October 10th. Simulcasting. We are so excited. But we have other things to get to, which we will do all here on Content Breaker. You can catch all of the stuff we put out on all your podcasts, Spotify, iTunes, Amazon Podcast, YouTube as well, at Content Breaker. Gentlemen, y'all have stuff too.
Yes. You can find me at Static Dreads. You can find me at Static Dreads with a Z on Twitter, where I talk about all the stuff that's happening in the anime world. Come out, have a fun time. See you there.
You know,
Watch him take his turns at the dramatic pause.
you can also find me on Twitter. Just look for Strangely ENT. That's my thing now. I think I gotta change it.
Oh, no.
Uh,
Is it?
yes, look for me
Is
on
it the thing?
Twitch and YouTube. Strangely entertaining. Still figuring out a time to stream again. It's gonna be great.
Excellent. And of course, catch the other product at your typical Shonen Protagonist, where we talk about more exciting anime. Zog, next week we're going via the list. Officially, we're mixing it up, I suppose, but we're going by the list. What are we talking about next week?
Well, as of now, the list says Martin Mystery. So,
Yay.
Martin Mystery. Double M.
M&M.
I feel like this is a weird Scooby-Doo ripoff. I'm gonna have to remind myself of what this is.
It might be.
Figure it out between now and then. All here on Content Break.